Hi, fourth grade. Our video today is going to be a review of multiplying unit fractions by whole numbers. And then I'm going to talk to you guys about how we write fractions that are greater than 1 as the sum of two products, okay? So to start, we're just going to review what we did yesterday. And we learned yesterday that when we have a fraction, like 4/5, when I decompose 4/5, if I have my model here, whoops, 3, 4, 5, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can write this as 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5. But we talked yesterday about how I can actually write this as a multiplication problem now. I'd see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4/5. So I can write this as 4 times 1/5. If you need some review on this, you can go back and watch our video from yesterday, or private message me and we can set up a Zoom call and we can do some more practice with this. I'm always available to you guys over Zoom, so if there's something that you are struggling with, then we can definitely go over it. Today, what I want to talk about is when we have a fraction that is greater than 1. So, I'm going to use a worksheet to kind of help me out here. If you guys look on this worksheet, I'm focusing on number 1, okay? So if you guys look at number 1, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 sections that are colored in. But if I look at my bracket with the 1, I know that my whole ends right here, okay? There are 3 sections in my whole, so I know that 1 is going to equal 3 out of 3, okay? But if I look at my problem, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 sections colored in. If I'm working with thirds, I know that my unit fraction is equal to 1/3. This is 1/3, this is 1/3, this is 1/3, and this is 1/3, okay? This means that in this model, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 1/3 pieces. So I would write this as 4 times 1/3, and I know that that would equal 1/3, or 4/3, sorry. Now I can actually write this in a different way. I can write it as the sum of two products, okay? So if I focus on what my 1 is first, I said that my unit fraction was 1/3. So my first section I have, for my whole, I have 1, 2, 3 1/3. I can say 3 times 1/3 plus, and then I have one more right here. So I would write it as 1 times 1/3. And I have to put these in parentheses. Okay. So I have 2 different sections. I have my 3, and then I have my 1, and that will equal 4/3. So I'm still using my multiplication, but then I'm adding my products together, all right? If I were to do the next problem on here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to first figure out what my unit fractions are. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 unit fractions in my whole. That means my unit fraction is going to be 1/6. Sorry. It's going to be 1/6. If I look here, I know that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 unit fractions in my first part. So I'm going to say 6 times 1/6 as my first product, plus 1/2/6 as my second product. And that will equal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6. Or I can write it as 8 times 1/6. All right. For this one, I would like you guys to try this model. In this model, they're all filled in, but my whole is this number. I'd like you guys to pause this, and I'd like you to write it as 2 different products added together. If you're confused, you can just not pause the video, you can keep following along, and I'd like you to try it. If I were going to solve this one, I would say, okay, my whole is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know that my unit fraction is 1/5. In my first part, I have 5 times 1/5. And in my second part, I have 1, 2, 3. And that will equal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 1/5, which I know also equals, oops, sorry, it's on the video, 8/5. All right. So that is how we write the products, or the fractions greater than 1 as the sum of 2 products. So you guys might see those in your practice problems today, and we will do more practice with it as the week goes on.